Welcome to the Golden Sweet Mini FX series. Today is episode 1 where I'm going to be taking you through live how to use TradingView. Now, TradingView is the platform that we use to analyze the financial markets. Now, it's a great tool, very, very user-friendly, and it's got everything that we need to be able to perform our technical analysis. It's got some great indicators on there that we can use, an array of tools. It really does tick all the boxes. Now, before we get into this any deeper, I'm not affiliated with TradingView anyway whatsoever. I just really like the software that they've got. So I'm going to break it down now. It's a really popular software too. I'm going to break it down now and just show you step by step the tools that I like to use and the bars that I like to use on there. I'm not going to take you through anything that I'm not using, so I don't want to waste your time. I'm just going to get straight to the point. I want to show you exactly what I like to use. So let's jump into the screen share now. Okay, cool. So here we go. We've got GBP/USD. I've still got my analysis on here from this morning in a trade we actually took this week, but I'm just going to get rid of this. So I'm going to right click, just going to remove drawings. There we go. I'm also going to blinker out my indicators there. So we've got a clean chart now. Okay, we've got a clean chart. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to navigate from the top here. I'll navigate around the edge, okay, and then come back full circle and just show you step by step exactly what I like to do in terms of what tools I'm using, what indicators I'm using, how I build my watch list on here, how I keep organized, because as traders, it's very important we keep everything organized. So let's break into it now. Okay, so here is your search bar. Now in here, you'll find many different currency pairs. So if I type in GBP, it comes up with literally, you could search thousands of different currencies pairs, commodities, okay, futures. You can pretty much find to a certain extent anything that you like in the search bar that you can trade. Now we're just looking at currencies. So I'd have in there, for example, I've got now GBP/USD. Okay, so this is how you can search and find your currencies. So that's a very important bar for us to know how to use and navigate. It's very simple. Okay, I always like to use, for example, if I go on GBP/USD, I always look at FXCM. Okay, because you'll see two. You got Owanda. Okay, this shows slightly different pricing. Okay, but I keep everything on FXCM all the time. Okay, FXCM is my preferred one. Okay, so GBP/USD FXCM. Now, move along from this bar. Okay, this search navigation. We have these numbers here. 15M, which means 15 minute. 1H means 1 hour. 4H means 4 hour. This is the time frames that we can analyze chart data on. So on 1 hour time frame at the moment, which means one of these candlesticks represents 1 hour of price movement. Of course, if I go to the 4 hour time frame, one of these candlesticks now represents 4 hours of price movement, and so on and so forth. Example, 15-minute time frame represents just 15 minutes of price action. So this is when we can really start zooming in into smaller details. We're looking at what's been happening every 15 minutes. Okay, the candlesticks we're going to go into a bit more detail later on the mini series, so don't worry if you don't know what they are at the moment. I'm just breaking down how to use TradingView. Okay, it's very important we know how to use this tool. If you click the down arrow, this will open up a drop-down menu, which as you can see has multiple different time frames. You'll also add specific time frames down here as well. Okay, minutes, days, hours, weeks, months, and a range. So you can add different time frames as well. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Don't really use the 2 and 3, just 1, 4, and 6 really. And with the minutes, just 15, 30. As well, sometimes 5 minutes, but very rarely 3. I'm an intraday trader, but a lot of these here are just on there as standard anyway, so I just leave them on. Okay, so this is how we can navigate through different time frames. This bar here at the top. All right, really important. We need to conduct a multi-time frame analysis, which is how I trade. So I'd start on the higher time frames, such as weekly, and I'll go down to daily, 4 hourly, hourly, 30 minutes. And I can just go through and really fine tune my entry. And that's how you can start to increase your profitability factor. This here, which says candles at the moment, this is how we can actually change how price is viewed. So we can actually see the information differently. So Japanese candlesticks will show us the high and the low of price on the wicks, and the open and the close is the body. But we can also look at a line chart, for example. Some people like to trade line charts. I don't. I prefer Japanese candlesticks. Also, we've got bars here. Some people like to trade bars. Again, bars aren't for me. I prefer Japanese candlesticks. They tell me a lot of information, and they also tell me the information very clearly, which is what I want to see. So Japanese candlesticks are my preferred choice. So that's what I like to use, but you can change here if you want to. But honestly, candlesticks are the best, and that's what I teach people as well, how to use the candlesticks. Here we can actually compare charts. So many charts, they correlate. I say charts, many currency pairs. For example, we could say a really close correlation between NZD USD and AUD USD. So if we go to my watch list over here, I can actually click on AUD USD. Now, if I just remove my drawings, right click, remove drawings, go to compare, you can actually go on NZD USD, and sure enough, you can see the resemblance here. Very, very similar in the way they both move. Okay, so charts correlate. We can use correlations as confluences to help detect when we can potentially enter a trade. I love using confluences and correlating pairs. It's great, it's really helpful. I don't use the overlay too much. The overlay is great if you want to see if a pair is correlating with another pair. So you can just overlay and that will confirm yes or no. So it's a good tool to have. I use it sometimes, but not on a daily basis. I've got my main pairs I already know that correlate. So like GBP NZD and GBP AUD. We've got the inverse correlation with the DXY and Euro USD. So, and of course AUD USD and NZD USD. So some good pairs there that correlate. There is many more. I'm not going to go into them too much right now. Indicators. Now, a lot of people love clogging their charts up with indicators. And the way I look at this, if you're putting more indicators and more indicators and more indicators on your charts, that's more information. That's more work you have to do. It's more information that you need to dissect and break down and take in, and there's too much going on, okay? Forex, guys, less is more. It's so important to remember that. Less is more. Okay, so the most common indicator you're going to see is someone's going to have RSI on their chart, and they say it's overbought or oversold. You most probably see a MACD, most probably. You most probably see as well a stochastic oscillator. Okay, this is all like the more common sort of stuff, and you'll see this. I'm sure you can all recognize that. Get rid of it. You do not need it. Okay, yet some people might use this as part of their strategy. They like to use some divergence as well to help trade, but less is more. Read price action, okay? Understand the flow, understand how the price movement works, and you will not need all of this, all right? It's just going to clog up your charts, make harder work for you. Keep it clean. The only two indicators that I use are the exponential moving averages. I use the 50 and the 15. Why? Because they're a tool. Okay, they're a tool which tells me the average price movement of a set duration of time, and it can really, really help. I use it as a guide. That's it, just a guide and an extra confluence. Okay, I'm not saying, oh great, it's crossed, buy or sell. The EMA's crossed, buy or sell. No. I can use it as an extra confluence to help me build up a successful trade. And this is how clean your chart should be. Okay, this is how clean your chart should be. It's nice and clean. So this is where you can find your indicators. I don't use financials. I don't use templates. Yes, I use alerts. Now, alerts are great, which is going to bring me onto the TradingView app. So if you haven't got the app, make sure you download it after this tutorial. Log in with the same credentials as you have on your online TradingView platform. And what will happen is when you set an alert, and it's really good, you can set an alert that when price gets to a certain level, you'll get a notification on your phone through the TradingView app. Now, this is great because this is how we can start to automate our business. So if we're out and about, spending time with a family, because trading doesn't just provide financial gains if you're doing it correctly, but you also get freedom, which has been a massive thing for me. I can do things with my family. I've got 3 young children. So if I can get away from staring at the charts all day, if I have to get where I can and not worry about it, I can set an alert and it'll go off in my pocket. And I can simply just check my analysis on the TradingView app, which would have synchronized with the analysis that I performed on my desktop. So I'm going to have all my analysis on my phone exactly how I left it. It's great. Highly recommend it. Download the TradingView app. So if I was waiting for price to hit this level here, say this high at 63.67, we type in 63.67. Okay, options. So it will trigger once. Okay, it will not be repeated. You can repeat it if you like. I'll just have it go off once. There. So we've got the currency pair and crossing. Okay, that's what I want. So I want to see it just cross that pair and then away we go. Okay, just cross that high, sorry, then away we go. That's my value, which I've just entered. And then notify an app, yes, thank you. And then just click down there, make sure the number's changed, which it has, and then click create. Once you create, a red line will appear here. There we go. And alert AUD USD crossing 63.67. So if price comes up and hits this level, what's going to happen? Alert on my phone. I'm out and about. Okay, open up the TradingView app. Oh, my analysis there. Lovely. I've got a nice high test rejection. Perfect. I want to go in for a trade now. Bang, bang, bang. Done. The trade's done. Set and forget. Away you go. Okay, this is why it's so important to set these alerts and try and automate our business as much as we can, because we do not want to miss opportunities, especially when we put in the work to do the analysis. Okay, to get rid of the alert, if it's no longer valid, let's say prices dropped from here now, it didn't come back up, we can just simply double click, go to delete, press yes, and that's it. The alert's gone. So that's the alert feature here. Now, the replay feature, you only get this from a paid TradingView. Now, TradingView is free, but if you pay for TradingView, you get the replay feature. The subscription's really good value for money, by the way. If this is your only business overhead and your Wi-Fi connection, you're doing good, okay? I mean, that's great business overheads, right? You don't need a premises like an office, you don't need staff, you don't need inventory. It's great. So if you can just pay for a TradingView subscription and a Wi-Fi connection, to me, I think that's an epic business model. Okay, again, I'm not affiliated with TradingView. I just love their product. So replay. This is why I love their product, right? So I can go back anywhere, back in time, and I can drop this red bar. And what's going to happen is it's going to take me back here, okay, to this level. And now this is where we can start doing our back test. And so we can go back typically a year, start back testing. I mean, I know we're only on a 15-minute time frame still at the minute, but you can start just back testing. You know, let's just throw some lines on here. Let's see what happens. We can start going through, just plotting, practicing, and just seeing exactly how we would trade and how successful our strategies would be. Okay, so we're looking here at the moment. We've got this little bit of an uptrend like this. Price is bouncing against it. We'd be like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. Are we going to create a new high, or are we going to break back below? Is this just a fake out move? We break back below and we continue lower. Okay, we want to see what happens because we're perfecting our strategies. We're perfecting our technical analysis, which is what backtesting is for. We go to this arrow down here, and we just pull this up. Go to this arrow here, and we look at that. We can go one arrow at a time. There we go. We get a bit of an exhaustion. We drop down. So this is the great thing about TradingView. You can literally go through one candle at a time. If you want to go through faster, you can change the speed, and you can go like this, and that will just literally automatically just go through at the speed of your choice. And then you can wait for a potential next setup. So what you could do now, you could go pause. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. No, I don't want to leave. We can literally go like this, for example. Okay, downtrend. Now, guys, we're on the 15-minute time frame, but when I'm back testing, I am doing multi-time frame analysis. It's just for the purpose of this video. Okay, I'm just showing you examples here. So again, we can just draw some downtrends. Perfect. What's going on? Have we got any levels of support or resistance? Well, yeah, there's a minor resistance zone here. We can say it's just been rejected. Okay, let's see what happens. Are we going to break above and pull back, or are we going to continue lower? And then we can, of course, go like this. Okay, great. We're going to drop lower. We can fast forward her up. And then we can watch price start to move once again. And there's the drop lower. So the great thing about TradingView, we have got the replay feature, and then we can just literally use this to perfect our skills. Okay, then you can go like this again, and then just keep moving down. There we go, another drop, and here we go here again, another drop. So this is how we can really start to practice and pinpoint and become better versions of ourselves and become better traders just by going through and back testing, allowing that bit of time every single day to back test, just like you would if you went to the gym. You go to the gym daily to get your results. With trading, back test daily. Use this replay feature. Okay, it's amazing. All the tools are here that you need in TradingView to become a great trader, to practice, to trade, everything. It's just down to the individual to put in the effort. So next we have the backwards and forwards button. Very, very simple to understand what this is. You press back, it'll go undo. Press forward, it'll redo. Okay, so that's all that is. There you go, leave it move, put that back for me. Okay, so very, very simple there. Here, just click that, and that will save what you've done. Okay, really important. Just go bang, click your name, which will be up there, because you would have set that when you actually set up TradingView, and that will save. This here is select layout. Now, a lot of people like multi-screens, which is cool, especially if you're trading correlations. You click on there, and there's multiple different layouts. Okay, so many. So you can go half and half if you wanted to, like this. Okay, you could have completely different look like this. So many different screens you can have. I prefer one screen like this. I have another screen here, by the way, with other charts on, but I'm analyzing. I want to see the bigger picture. I want to see what's happening left. So all the time I'm looking over here. So the more data I've got, the better. Okay, so I can analyze correctly. I don't want to just have a half screen and just be looking at this little portion here. I need to see the bigger picture, which is why I like to have my full screen mode on. So I recommend full screen mode as well. Okay, this cog here is how you can customize, which is really cool. You see, I've customized mine. I go for the light theme with a white background. I use grey and green candles, which for me is nice and neutral. Okay, it keeps it very clean, which is what I like. And that's the appearance that I've chosen to go for. You may like the dark theme. You may want blue and pink candles, whatever it is you want, you can do here. You can put your grids on as well. So for example, in the background, you can see the grids. I don't need to use grids, so I don't bother using them. You can literally go through and customize pretty much everything there. It's all in this window, so that's pretty cool. Next, this will take us full screen. Okay, so we go bang, that's in us full screen, and then you can exit full screen as well. This button here will take a snapshot. So take a snapshot of if you want to share it, for example, like I do with the Golden Suite community. You can take a snapshot, you can share your analysis with somebody. Also create a link, so you can send them the link and they can see exactly what you're looking at, which is pretty cool. Here you can publish your ideas, you can record a video like I am now, and people that follow you on TradingView can take a look at your ideas and it'll go out to like the TradingView community. I don't use that feature. Okay, all my analysis is exclusive to the Golden Suite, so it goes inside there every morning. Literally everything I'm looking at with updates throughout the day, I put in there. I don't share with the TradingView community. Here, as I previously showed you, is the Watchlist feature. Now this is fantastic. Okay, so all the pairs I'm looking at on a day-to-day basis. Now, use this. Keeping organized is key. I'm going to go on this in lesson 2. How important it is to be organized with your trading. It's help your mindset, help you analyze easier because you're organized. See, I've got some here already tabbed off in red. So I'll click on this one. This means I'm looking at a potential trade. So here at the moment, for example, as you can see, we've got this structure here showing rejection of the lows. We've broken out of this resistance region and we're now pulling back. So I want to see what happens with price action around this level. Okay, so I put a little red tab there just so it reminds me to check in on it. Euro USD. Okay, also come back to retest this level. So I just want to see what happens. Are we going to come back? Are we going to come back again to retest? your AUD. Got a little bit of a falling wedge here, showing price deceleration. Okay, again, I want to see what's happened. Are we going to pop back above and retest this level, or are we going to drop down? So I'm just making little notes for myself all the time, just seeing what's going on. Some analysis I sent in this morning of my potential trades that I'm looking to take today for the Golden Suite. So I need to keep an eye on them and update the community when I'm ready to take a trade. GBP/USD, there was some analysis on this one. Let's see if it comes back quick. No, it's not going to. GBP/USD, GA as well. I've got some analysis here. So any pairs that I'm looking at that I think showing potential for a profitable trade setup, I'll just highlight in red. And then if they're getting near, you can literally click on, you can change the color to green. So you think, oh, that one's getting close. I'll check that one now again, for example, 30 minutes time. And this kind of system will help you keep very organized. Now to build your watch list, it's really simple. Go to add symbol, type in your symbol, and away you go. Perfect. It will appear here. So for example, let's say USD ZAR, which is a pair which I know is not on there. I'll go USD ZAR, and there we go. Just appears straight at the bottom. Okay, very, very, very simple, and there she is. Okay, so not too difficult. We can also move around by putting our finger on, and literally we can put them in any order that we like. Just hold and drag. Okay, if you don't want the currency pair like I don't, just click X and it's gone. Okay, so build your watch list, very important. It's going to help you. Down here, there will be some other information, including news headlines, okay, which is here. If I can pull that up, there we go. It's a bit of news. I don't really look at that, to be honest. Not massively interested in the news. I'm only interested in what high impact news is going to be dropping. I'm a technical analyst, not a fundamental, but I'm aware of the high impact news. But all these little updates down here, they're a bit insignificant really, so I don't really take too much notice of them. So we've got the watch list here, okay, and then I don't use anything down this side, okay. This is the main tools that I'm using across the top, watch list, and down the left hand side here, which I'm going to go through shortly. So now as we're moving down, this is your Forex chart. On the right hand side, this is the current price, okay, the current price that we're looking at, and this is calculated in pips. So if price moves up or down, we can see the distance, how far price has moved in pips. For example, prices there has gone up 220 pips from here to there. Okay, so this is how we gauge price movement, how we measure price movement. This is called the scale. Now, across the bottom, this is our time scale. So not only do we have how far prices moved, we can see over what duration of time, which is perfect. That's the information that we need to know as traders. Here shows you current time right now, okay, your time zone. Here, you can take it off auto, which I prefer. Might you take price off auto by moving these bars? See, I hold my mouse down, I can move like this. I have much more freedom over how I want to look at the chart. See, I can move it anywhere I like now. If I put it on auto, and I try and do the same thing, look, it's just going backwards and forwards. Well, side to side rather. It's not giving me much freedom. If I want to zoom in, it just go like this. Okay, but if I take it off auto, I have full scope. I can move the chart anywhere I like. I can zoom in like this to anywhere that I like. There we go. So I always like to take it off auto. But if you ever get lost in the chart, for example like this, and you need to find your way back to the beginning, rather than keep scrolling through, wasting time, just press auto. And it'll take you straight back to where current price is. Okay. When I say current price, that means where price is on that point of the chart that you're on that day. Okay, so auto is a good little reset feature. Boom, it takes straight back. Okay, so moving along, we've got go to. Now this is handy when you're back testing, so you can just type into the go to section here where you want to go to. So literally you could go 2019. Okay, and just go, away we go. So 10th of April 2019, boom, straight away. You could then use your replay feature, drop it there, then start your back testing like this, for example, and then just start plotting your little zones on, and then start fasting forward and see what happens. And away we go. Okay, so great little feature to use. The go-to, it saves you scrolling back for a lot of the time. Okay, and then you can just literally start playing around with price action. I'm just chucking some lines on the chart here for you guys, just showing you examples basically. And then you could just literally just keep moving price like this and looking at different levels and see where you would have taken a trade. Okay. And of course you can speed it up like this all the way. Then exit, take us straight back to where we are. Okay, so really good little feature there. Now, along this left-hand side, this is mostly our drawing tools, how we can draw our trend lines, our horizontal lines. You've got Fibonacci in there, you've got your risk-reward ratio scale as well, the box. You've got different shapes, you've got magnet tool, measuring tool. You can turn your drawings off, turn them back on. You've also got your bin. So this here is the crosshair. So when I move this around, you can see I've got this crossed dotted line. That there is exactly what that is. Okay, you can change it to a dot if you want to. Okay, so to see the dot at the end. An arrow. Okay, just got an arrow. Or an eraser. You have literally however you want. I prefer the crosshair. Okay, the little cross in the middle. We've got my dotted lines. Perfect. Just gives me a bit of accuracy. Okay. Find it a lot easier than using than the dot, for example. Below here, we can double click. Drop down menu will appear. Array of different tools in there. Very self-explanatory. Horizontal line. Info line would tell us how many bars we've crossed, amongst other data. Don't really use that. I use trend line quite a lot. And horizontal lines are the main two that I'm using. Now, once you draw your horizontal line, you can draw it, right click on it, go down to settings, and right in there, you can take a note. So you could write, for example, resistance zone. Okay, press OK, and that will save there. And then that would be a nice little level for you. Okay, so it's all about just setting little reminders for yourself and just keeping organized as always. Below, we have some different tools in here, a lot of Fibonacci tools. We've got the pitch fan, we've got pitchfork, we've got trend-based fib time, fib circles, lots of different tools in there. The main one I use, of course, is just the Fibonacci. Okay, that's all I'm using. I'm not going too mad. Again, I like to keep things just very clean and simple. Looking for minimum 382 fib there. Bang, down she goes. All right, so keeping things very, very simple. So this is the first drop-down menu for tools. Now, some of you may use fib circles, you may use fib wedges. That's absolutely fine. You'll find them all in here. I may just use just a standard fib retracement. Next down here, you've got brush tool, rectangle, rotated rectangle, ellipse, triangles, polylines, curves, double curves, and an arc. My most popular tool is the rectangle, as you've already seen. So I can just draw my zones out. Okay, keeps things very, very simple, very nice, very clean. Okay, so double click, again, drop down menu will appear. Next here, we have pretty much all text. So I like to use the call out feature, not to benefit my trading in any way, just to benefit the Golden Suite members, because when I do my analysis, I post all this in the morning with notes. So for example, here I'd write downtrend, but what I'd like to do is go down to template, and it's already there for me because I've already pre-planned them in. So I've downtrend like that. To be able to plot something in, we could, for example, go to the Golden Suite, copy it like this, copy, go down to save as, template, paste, save. Okay, that one, we now find that here, the Golden Suite. Okay, and just click X if you want to remove it for any reason. There we go. Okay, so that's really nice and simple. Also in here, you'll find your text box like this, but you can just take notes. It's good to take notes. So you could write resistance, for example, just leave yourself little notes. Resistance tested, high test candle, brilliant. EMAs tested. So you can leave yourself like little notes, for example. Just so you can leave little notes like this. just help you, especially as a beginner. It's going to help you understand what's going on. So if an alert goes off, for example, and you go, oh great, yeah, look, I've had a resistance tested. I've had, there we go, so I've had like a resistance zone tested. Downtrend has been tested. I've had a high test candle. EMAs have been tested. Great, boom, price is going to drop. So you can leave little notes for yourself, which is great as well. I don't use anything in here. Sometimes maybe just head and shoulders as a demonstration. But to be honest, you don't massively need it, especially once you get more experienced. You won't ever need to use these tools. It's mainly for beginners, which is fine. So it can help you plot a left shoulder head on a right shoulder. Just simply plot it on your chart if you think you've seen a head and shoulders. And there's other tools amongst that as well. Okay, you've got cipher patterns, ABCDs, Elliott waves. Plenty of tools in there to use as well. Okay, next down, again, double click, drop down menu will appear. There we have the long and short positions. Now, this is great. This is our risk reward ratio box. Okay, so this is stop loss, this is TP. Now, for example, let's say I was going to take a trade here. When I move this scale, at the top it would say, okay, 60 pip TP. And then when I pull price down like this, oh look, 400 pip take profit, lovely. Which it would say there. And then here, now the risk reward ratio, 6 to 6.3, which means I'm risking 60 pips to gain 40. So I was risking £1,000. Okay, I can expect to get back 6,600 odd pound there as well, because it's a 1 to 6.6. I'm risking 1 to get 6.6 back. Okay, that's the ratio, risk reward ratio. This bar is great, helps you work out the pips very quickly, very effectively, especially if you've got to jump in a trade. So that's a very good tool to use there. There are some other tools here as well which you can use, but the main ones I use are the long and short boxes. Here you're going to find little different graphics. So I don't use them. So occasionally I'll use the circle again just for an educational perspective to show people a specific zone, but I never use them to benefit my own personal trading. But if you do double click there, there's all sorts of images that you can use. This is a great tool. This is the measuring tool. So just click it once, pull it down, and that'll tell you, there we go, 361 pips that distance is. Okay, or if you go up, it'll tell you the other way. So that's another great tool to use. Don't really use the zoom tool. Not really something that I use. I just zoom in and out manually like this, just with my mouse. And that's obviously zoom out. Magnet's pretty good if you're looking to find a pinpoint. For example, if you're looking to pinpoint an area, you can see how it's magneting my crosshair to the wicks. See? So if I go like that, it's going to land perfectly. A good way to use this. It's going to land perfectly on there. See? Straight on it. Okay. So the magnets tool is good for finding accuracy. Don't use this. That on there could lock all your drawings. So now, no matter what happens, look, they can't come off. I can't delete any of them. Okay, can't delete them. For example, with the text, you can change. All right, but the drawings, you can't. They're locked. They're locked. All right, they're locked. So you can double click and you can add text and stuff or remove text, but you cannot physically move the drawings. So that's a good little tool. Sometimes when I'm about to take a trade, I'll look at my chart and think, okay, let's just do one more final check. I'll press this I mark here, and there we go. So I look at the chart with no drawings on, and I think, yeah, I'm happy with this trade, or no, I'm not happy. So it just takes away all the noise that I've created myself, and then I can say, oh yeah, I can see what's going on here, etc., etc. So we can go like that. All right. So that is trading view. That's the main tools that I'm using today still. All the tools that I like to use on there, how I like to use it effectively. We don't need to overcomplicate trading view. It's a very simple platform. Hope you found this video very useful. Episode 2, I'm going to go through Forex basics, some tips and tricks, so be sure to look out for that. This whole mini series is a 10-part video. I'll be going through a lot of Forex knowledge for you to give you a good solid foundation, including mindset and psychology, and it'll all be uploaded onto my YouTube channel, The Golden Suite. Also, drop me a message on my Instagram at goldensuite_Ryan. Let me know how you found this tutorial and why it's interested in your feedback. Have a great day.